Hey everyone, welcome back to Laster Farm. Well, it's a Sunday afternoon and we just got out of church, and so we're gonna go and check on the donkeys and see if we've got a baby today. We're still on donkey watch, and we're gonna go and check on our chickens and check on our roosters. And they've already been fed this morning, but I still like to check on them several times during the day. We're going to go check on our garden beds to see if the rain from the other night has settled our beds down any. And we're just going to take a tour of the yard. So let's go. Such a beautiful day, but it's still cold here in West Tennessee. It's in the 40s. When we started church this morning, it was in the 30s, about 30, 33, 34. It's warmed up a little bit. Well, from the looks of it, we don't have a donkey, a baby anyway. She's still holding that baby. She's pregnant. Let's go have a closer look. This side right here looks like it's, pushing out a little bit, and the other side, I really feel like she is pregnant. Bonnie again. Sweet, pretty girl. Thinks we've got a snack for her. I really think she's expected. I mean, her size are pushing out. I know Fiona's is pushing out a little bit because she's got that little hay belly. But I hate waiting. I call myself checking, but we're still in that window that she could be. She is wiping mud all over dirt. She's been out there rolling in the mud. And she doesn't look like she feels good to me. I mean, when she puts her ears back like that, I know she's sunning it, but I feel like she's not feeling good. But oops. Here's our Muscovies. They are so pretty. She thinks I've got a treat, Bonnie does. She's following. Hey, baby ducks. These are our baby ducks from last year. We bought these the end of last summer is when we got those Muscovy babies. Come on. Let's get our roosters today and check on. Well, it looks like everybody's here and accounted for. I'll be glad when I get my coop down closer to the house so I can just go out in my garden and see my chickens. Our roosters seem to be working out really fine, and our hens have started laying again. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna check see if there's any eggs. Well, I checked in the hen house and we have one egg. We had one egg yesterday as well. So I've got one little faithful hen, and this one is hot, so she just got off the nest apparently. If I had to guess, I would say that this is probably coming from one of my Jersey Giants. But my Lavender Orpington, it could be hers. They're about the same shade of egg. Put this in my pocket. Somebody wants to see what's going on. That's a good girl. It's a good girl. It's a sweet girl. She's got to see what's going on. The girls. Well, looks like everybody's okay today. Looks like everybody's doing well. But I have to watch her. Sometimes she gets excited with us being in the pen, and she'll want to flip those legs around and start kicking. Especially when something's under her feet like the other donkeys. Festus, he was hee-hawing a while ago. He was doing good. So let's go down and let's take a look at the garden beds. And let's see if the rain has brought them down any. Ooh, this lake out here is muddy. Well, our soil seems to be, our pile seems to be shrinking after filling that one bed. But I've got that soil over there that I need to come out, and I need to turn that. And then I can already tell, just since it's rained, that it's starting to darken up and it's starting to break down. So we need to get that aerated and get that flipped. And I did move the herbs. It wasn't but just a couple that I think survived through the winter, and that frost we had recently, it just really made it worse. It had started when we had those warm days in the 60s. I had some parsley that started coming out and growing, and it really took care of that from the frost. So I don't think that's going to make it, but I think that this is going to come back. I think it's all going to just both of those plants. And these are an Italian oregano, and they smell so good, so good. That smells so good. And our beds, we filled this one the other day. We ended up, like I said, I moved those two plants and we filled this one up, and so it looks so much better. And this one has cut down just a little bit since the rain, so we'll have to put a couple of loads, shovel loads in that, shovel scoops full of dirt. But they're looking pretty good, and I'm just not a cold weather person. I love the sun and I love the warm weather, and I wish I could work out here when it's real cold in the 30s, but I have been out here, I think, more this winter than I have, in the past, because it's just so cold. And I know a lot of you in the upper states are thinking, oh my goodness, you have no idea what cold weather is like, because Tennessee doesn't get as cold, you know, as a lot of states. But for Tennessee, you know, single digits or, you know, down in the teens, that's pretty cold. And I went and got these surprise lilies and have moved them, but I haven't reset them out yet, and they can take the cold weather because they pop up with foliage in the springtime really early, and then in the fall they have that one shoot that shoots up, and these either have a lavender bloom, a lily bloom, or they will have a red bloom. I'm not sure which ones these are going to have. Most of them that I have the lavender bloom. And let's go over here and see what Steve's doing. As you can tell, we have a lot of cleaning up to do in this backyard. A lot. And we still need, this wood pile is going to be probably completely gone because, like I said, we're going to use that in the bottom of our beds. And then that needs so much work. I hate getting out here and looking at everything because I know there's so much that I need to be doing back here. And I just hate to be out here looking at it over and over and over again. I feel like I'm not getting anything done. Now, this pan that Steve is unloading came from our son's house. He had that little red tool shed at his house, and then he had another little barn, and he ended up building a new barn, and this is the tin that came off of that. And I think there's about, how many sheets was on there, Steve?
37.
37 sheets of recycled tin. And this is that old wavy tin. And I just love that. It's small, but it's real thick. It's not thin like the tin that they make today. This stuff right here will last. And what I'm going to do with it, when he called and said, hey, do you want this recycled tin? I thought that it was probably like 3 or 4 sheets of it. I had no idea that it was this much good tin. I mean, it's been used, and it still has some nail holes in it, but it's going to be so good to use on my chicken run because I hate to just, you know, throw it away, and I know that he did too. I mean, you can take it off to the scrap yard, but this is in still such great shape. So that's what I want to do with it. I want Steve to help me move my chicken coop and use this on top of the runs for that. And I love the old tin. If it turns and has a little rust on it, that just adds character, and I love that look. So anyway, let's get out of his way while he's over here working. But this is another area that we've got to clean up. It's just so much. And I know a lot of people don't like showing their nasty part of it. And I don't mind showing my junk and how bad it looks, because I know one day you're going to see the end results and it's going to look so much better than what you're seeing now. So, and then over here, I've got so much stuff that needs to be cleaned up that would not fit into the back of my little storage building. There's just, when Dad passed away, there's some things that came out of his shop and things that we wanted to keep, and I put it in there. And there's just, it's not anything of any significant value. It's just personal items that we would like to keep. You know, just things like bushel baskets or hoes and shovels and rakes and just, you know, things like that, garden stuff. And then I had some other things, you know, like my concrete bird baths and stuff that I had in the yard back here on the garden beds. But when we started rebuilding those garden beds, I had to have some place to move them. So they're just sitting over there. And these 2 boxes came from Taylor's. I'm gonna line the bottom of my garden beds with those. It's just things that need to be picked up and put away. And you know, when you do that spring cleaning, and so we have got to do cleaning before spring and then probably do another cleaning at spring. So just looking forward. And 2, in this time of year, all of this right here looks so bad, but when spring and summer's here, this is so full of blooming flowers and, you know, just hostas and just different things that are going to be coming up. And they're not, you know, it's not time for that. They're asleep right now. They're dormant. So it just, I guess I'm getting impatient. But everything happens in due season and everything happens in God's time. But sometimes, you know, just on the waiting, you know, during the waiting seasons, especially in the winter time, I know we get bored a lot of times and there's things that we could do. But I am going to get out here and start making a difference on this space. And little by little, it's going to get done. Little by little. But I'm probably going to end up busting this egg in my pocket. I'm going to just set it right here for right now. But there's things that I need to get done. I need to get in here this week and I need to start cleaning out this greenhouse. But I'm wanting to concentrate on building the rest of those beds and getting that done and getting, then I can get in here and get all this stuff out. I'm not going to be able to use the greenhouse again this year, unfortunately, unless I start some of my fall crops in here, like my onions and my garlic and my cabbage for next year. Or I could start carrots and beets and stuff like that in the ground in here. But I need to get my shelves built on both sides. There's a window out there. There's a broken window here in the front that's got to be replaced. And it's just a lot that's got to be done. But for some people, I'm sure this doesn't look like a whole lot. And for me, it won't take me long. One good day, I can get in here and have this place straightened up. And it's just finding the time, making the time to put this a priority and put it above all the other things that I've got going on. And I'm going to have to, because I love this little greenhouse. And I thank Randa Perry so much, her and Mac Allen, for letting me have these old windows that came out of their house. They had theirs replaced, and she had these in storage, and she asked me if I wanted them because I was looking for old windows to make a greenhouse. I had been wanting to do that for such a long time. And when she offered these to me, I was just so overwhelmed and so thrilled that, you know, that she thought of me. And these are huge windows. I mean, they're big and they let a lot of light through, and it just worked out perfect for the size I wanted. Now eventually this may not be as big as what I want, but I could add on to it out here at the front. I could make a big T, you know, go that way and this way and come out probably, I don't know, 16 feet or so, maybe not that much, maybe just another 12 feet, and just go that way on each side, you know, a little bit, and I still have another big size greenhouse. But I could use plexiglass on the side of that if I wanted to, if I didn't have any more windows. But this is so cute. But I wish I had made it big enough so I could have put a table in there, like a long farmer's table, so we could have like little, you know, we could have some little breakfasts in there or some brunches in there. It would just been a cute little place to hang out with my lady friends, you know. But I guess it's what I need right now. It'll be perfect. And it's coming along. I'm gonna get it together and it's gonna look great. But this is the year though. I'm making up my mind that this is the year that these things are gonna happen. This tool shed is gonna come together. This greenhouse is gonna come together. These garden beds are gonna come together. This whole area is gonna be a space of growing things. It's gonna be our place, our garden. This is gonna be so beautiful. I can just see it. I've been seeing it in my mind for so long of how I want it to be. And this year we're gonna make it happen because I'm tired of it looking like this. I'm tired of putting everything else first. I know that we've had things to come up last year and the year before that kind of delayed our plans. But, you know, with God's will, God willing, it's gonna all get taken care of. So, thank you so much for going along with me today. I know I can't do much today because we've got some other things we got to do this afternoon, and we got to be back in the house of the Lord tonight. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with me today. Now, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you have not subscribed and this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to my channel. We'd appreciate it if you'd come along with us. We're trying to post videos weekly, 2 or 3 times a week if possible. So we are trying to grow our channel. So we need all the subscribes we can get. So if you like us here, please join us back this week for another video here at Laster Farm. Thank you. Bye.